Come on, Luke, it's gonna be all right.
You don't know that, Spanky.
Why don't you focus on what you know instead of what you fear?
What do I know? I know that nothing compares to the night when they came and told me that Lucky was dead. Killed in a fire. Nothing but charred bones left.
And guess what? It turned out not to be true.
There's nothing in the world that compares with losing a child.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. We're not gonna give in to fear. We're not gonna give in to fear.
It's not my fault.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. That was my night to watch the boys, you know.
I didn't even hear him. Why didn't I hear him?
Hey, listen. Hey. We have to believe that our son is gonna be okay. We have to believe that. God is with him in that room right now. He's gonna make it.
Retraction. Irrigation. Adson.
ICP is 22 and still rising. We're not relieving the pressure fast enough.
Pulse is tachycardic. BP 82 for 41.
Want the monotone drip wide open.
ICP is still spiking. Do you think he'll be stable enough?
He's gonna have to be.
Bottom dropped out of my life the night they told me Lucky was dead. Laura and I were already strained, her wanting to put down roots, me fighting against it. But when they told us our son was gone, something broke. It was the beginning of the end.
So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger?
I'm a hard, bitter man, Tracy, and I didn't used to be. Lucky I'll never get over this.
There's going to be plenty of time for grief if the worst happens. Right now, we have hope that Jake's going to pull through.
This is Jake we're talking about here. I mean, you remember the carnival? When we rushed him to the hospital, how scared we were. What was the first thing he said to us when he woke up?
Teddy.
Yeah. He wanted to know if I'd want him the stuffed animal.
Yeah.
He's a fighter, Elizabeth. That little boy is a fighter. I mean, remember the time we found Jake teaching himself how to swim?
Yeah.
Or when he was watching motocross on TV and then decided to take his trike right off the back porch. And he toppled over the handlebars head first, and we were so panicked seeing him lying there. And then he looked up at us.
He said that was so cool, Mom.
And he wore that scrape on his elbow like a badge of honor.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He's a fighter.
You are such a good mother to him, Elizabeth. Listen to me, he's gonna come through this.
Okay.
He's gonna come through this.
Okay.
Hey, Steve, any word?
Given Jake's injuries, I expect it'll be a while.
I'll be right outside.
Here. He's still hemorrhaging. We need to find the source.
I think it's coming from the middle communicating artery. There's bone fragments everywhere. Clamp. Adson. Okay, there it is. Bovie.
His BP's dropping. His ICP's going up again.
I need to remove the thrombus from the right ventricle. Whitson. Let's get some suction irrigation.
He has an intraventricular hemorrhage.
know the extent of Jake's injuries. Patrick didn't go into specifics.
There was no time. And the details.
Can you please just go find out what's going on and see if there's any progress being made?
Of course. See if you can get an update on my nephew. But don't interrupt the surgery.
Yes, doctor.
Thrombus was acting like a tamponade. As soon as I removed it, it started to bleed again.
Spilling into the CSF.
I've got to try and constrict the artery, redirect the blood flow. Come on, Jake. Hold on, buddy. Come on. Adson, I need to create a collateral circulation.
A transplant.
Patrick is focusing on the head trauma before he deals with Jake's other injuries. At this point, no news is good news.
He should be home. He should be asleep in his own bed. Why didn't I hear the door open? Hey. So what's going on?
Patrick and Robin are still operating.
How bad?
We don't know. We don't know. No one's been able to tell us anything yet.
I drove out to the accident site. There's no tire marks, no sign of someone swerving or slamming on the brakes.
My God, what kind of a person hits a little kid and keeps on going?
I don't know, but that stretch of the road isn't lit very well, so maybe the driver didn't realize what happened. There's a traffic camera, though. I'm going to look at the footage. I just need to get a time frame from Elizabeth.
Wait, Dante. No, you can't. I can't let you question Elizabeth. Not now, man. No, she's going through hell.
We are doing everything we can, using every available resource. Every available resource. How many times have I said those words? I've heard them until now. It's my own nephew in there in the OR. And I'm the one doing the waiting. But you know what? Something good is gonna come out of this. I'm gonna listen better. I'm gonna be more aware. And I'm gonna be genuinely empathetic toward people in this situation.
Thank you. Thank you for bargaining with God.
Jason's watching the surgery through the observation window. I tried to stay there for a little bit, but the only way I can help is to help find out who did this.
Look, I know you're concerned about Elizabeth, but you know as well as I do, the longer we wait to move on this, the more chance this driver has to ditch the car or come up with a story about what happened.
I know. Okay. Let me talk to her. Okay, I'll question her about what happened. And I'll get you what you need. Listen, Elizabeth, I need to ask you just a few quick questions about what happened, okay?
Who you calling?
Jason. Just want him here with me.
This is kind of between you and Jax.
I know. I just need him, you know? He gives me strength. He helped me through everything with you when you were in your coma, and I just really want him here right now.
Jason can't come.
hell of a lot more important than Theo Hoffman.
Jason's here, Mom. He's at the hospital. You already had enough to deal with the Jocelyn. I didn't want to add this to it.
What's going on?
Jake Weber's been badly hurt.
Damn it. Third ventricle's completely gone. Suction and irrigation.
The ICP is extremely high.
Clamp. Bovie. Come on, Jake. Short meds.
Patrick.
Oh, no.
Patrick.
He has an uncle herniation in the brainstem.
There's no brain function.
Nurse. I'll close him up. I'll tell the parents. Nurse.
Okay, so, Jake was hit between 8 and 8:05 tonight.
Elizabeth is positive about that?
Yeah, she made the call to 911 on her cell at 8:06. She never saw the car. She found Jake lying by her front yard, which means the driver was heading south on Lexington.
Okay, so there aren't any streets in between Lexington and Gable, so that means unless a neighbor hit Jake, someone drove through that intersection between 8 and 8:05, and that's got to be on that traffic camera.
He's gone.
Elizabeth ran into Lucky's arms. She just kept saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
500.
He's gonna try to be strong for her.
Dollars.
Doctors everywhere, none of them saying anything, but from the looks on their faces, the odds of that kid pulling through are not good.
They're like pulling it inside straight. That was a miracle. I'm just saying, if you're looking for signs.
I had to get out of there. There was nothing I could do.
You mean you couldn't muster the usual platitudes, which would sound like crap coming out of your mouth anyway?
I'm no good at wringing my hands and pacing back and forth. I would just be in the way.
He's on life support, but it's not Jake.
Hey, do you know if Cam and Aiden are in daycare?
Yeah, Elizabeth asked a neighbor to watch the boys before she left in the ambulance with Jake.
Okay, well, Elizabeth and Lucky have had enough to handle for one night. Obviously, I'll go get my son, but Cam, he can stay with me too.
The two boys would be way too much for Graham to handle right now.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Cameron can obviously stay with me as long as they need, so.
Thanks.
Okay.
Jason. Jason, I'm so sorry. We did everything we could, I promise.
I know. Thank you. I know how hard you and Patrick fought. What happens now?
Jake is still on life support. It's up to the parents when to turn the machines off.
Suffered a catastrophic head injury. I want you to know that we did everything we possibly could. I performed a bifrontal depressive craniotomy, and we discovered that there was a
There was just too much damage.
I'm so sorry.
I want to see my son. I want to see his... Before they take his body, I need to see him.
Jake is still on life support.
What
There's
are you
no
talking
brain
about?
activity. All the things that made Jake are gone. The machines are keeping him alive. It's up to you. It's up to you to decide when to turn them off. I realize this is a very difficult situation, but I'd like to ask both of you if you would consider organ donation.
What?
I know how hard this is, but the time is now. Jake can save the lives of many children.
This wasn't your fault.
They were counting on me. Elizabeth is a friend, and I wasn't good enough.
Jake was already too far gone.
I dedicated myself to medicine. I went to all the best schools. I sacrificed to be the best. And I wasn't good enough.
I remember the first time I held Jake. He was so beautiful. And he looked up at me, and I felt so blessed to be his mom. I should have. It should have never happened. It should have never happened.
You know about Jake?
I'm so sorry. I heard about the accident, and I was coming to wait with you, and when I got there, I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. I would give anything to bring Jake back.
You know, I can count the times I ever held him. It was 8.
I know how much you love your son. That you would do anything for him. I just wish there were more time.
Oh, time for what?
Jocelyn's sick. She's here too, and she's really sick, and we didn't know it. She has cancer. And she needs a kidney transplant.